I think we need to step back for a second and wonder sort of what all this means, that 2 or 3 companies completely control the information in our country. And when we think about censorship, what's being censored are scenes in movies, which mean nothing to these people. And of course, what's not being regulated is the ways in which these corporations control the flow of information in the recording industry, in the film industry, TV industry, radio, press, everything.
And by the time it's completed, and we have 3, maybe 2 companies that essentially own access to our culture, it'll be impossible to break up, because the political power of those companies will be so massive, and they will be willing to spend extraordinary amounts to protect their cartel position, that no government will be strong enough to stand up to them.
I want to pay particular gratitude to the members of Congress who are here today. It pleases me greatly that you've come, and it pleases me even more that you come from both sides of the aisle. I was struck with Ted Stevens. I've never heard that before, but I like to claim that, Ted, when you said he has friends on both sides of the aisle, but he doesn't know about an aisle. I like that.
No doubt there's a problem with piracy. But we've got to make sure that we don't spray DDT to kill a gnat. And that's what I think is happening here. We're not thinking about the cultural, environmental consequences from this extraordinary war, a war which Jack Valenti calls his own, quote, terrorist war against the, quote, pirates. Terrorist war? Who are the terrorists here? Our children. We're talking about our children as terrorists.
The people who are who are pirates, at least in the American imaginary, are like 17-year-old boys who are clever enough to figure out a way to do it. They're also Hollywood's best customers, still. So even though they're pirating information, they're still going to a whole lot of movies, still buying a whole lot of DVDs, buying soundtracks. So part of me doesn't feel tremendously sorry for huge corporations that make ridiculous profits, maybe losing a little bit of profits to this sort of network that actually ultimately may end up helping them, because it just creates this sort of constant exchange about their movies that didn't exist before.
The MPA has a very powerful hold on the culture, and the licensing system that they have, the appeals board and the ratings is just part of it. I mean, they are a group that ought to have its power whittled down.
You are dealing with a very powerful cultural censorship group that doesn't want to be disempowered. And if you made those names public, you might disempower them.
Is there any other review group that you can think of in this country, in any industry besides the CIA, that is secret, that operates in secrecy?
Wow. No.
If you're going to take on that type of a public policy role for American culture, then I don't think that you should be hiding in a veil of secrecy. I know the MPAA has said they're afraid that these people will be under pressure, but there are many people that have judgments, important judgments about things that are under pressure or influenced. I mean, judges or prosecutors or, school officials, but they all operate in the public sphere, and I think these people should as well.
Hi, my name is Becky, and I'm calling to confirm some names with you because we're going to be sending a package off to the ratings department. I have Joan Marianne, Cheryl, Joanne, Anthony, Mary, Scott, Alex, Howard, Barry, Matthew, Arlene, Joan, and Danielle. Is there anyone I'm missing? Corey Jones? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. She was so sweet. She went to get the list to make sure I had all the people. Ready, Lindsay? Wait, she's getting on the 405. She's doing at least 90. And he's not even looking.
I got him. He doesn't look happy.
No, he doesn't. Got a raider. Yeehaw, we got him. He looked right at us. Oh, here we go, Arlene. She's attractive. There he is. Get the best shot, Eddie.
Time to go.
She's walking with the white. Right there, right there, right there. She looks different in person than in her car. We have two raiders here. There he is. Where? Right there in front of us. The yoga class.
You did?
Yes. Okay, here he comes.
He looks like George Lucas.
Oh, it's Howard. We finally get to see him. Oh, he has a mustache and a beard. He's cute.
Hi, is this the MPAA? Could I have the film ratings department? Yes. I'd like to submit my film for a rating. It's a documentary. It's about the film business. Okay. Is this for the ratings board? Okay, is it going up right now? Okay, what's your name? George. Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
How are you feeling?
It's strange because you're so small and this organization is so big. You're sort of at the mercy of fate, I guess. Hello. Hi. How you doing? That's great. Do you mind if I just ask you? Would you mind if we record this conversation? Okay, so it's fine. Okay, thank you very much. So was everybody able to see the film?
Yeah, I have a rating for you. It's NC-17 for some graphic sexual content.
Okay, so it's NC-17 for graphic sexual content.
Some graphic sexual
For
content.
some graphic sexual content. Okay. Now, because I'm very interested in this being as accurate as possible, were there any, glaring inaccuracies in it that you might let me know about, or?
I'm not gonna comment on the film in any other aspect than the rating aspect of it.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
You're not taping this conversation, are you?
No, I'm not taping the conversation.
Are you a parent?
I am a parent.
Well, do you feel there's material in your film you wouldn't want your children to see?
It's really all dependent on the child and the context in which they see it, actually.
Well, I don't think you'd be a very good rater.
You don't think I'm going to be a good rater myself?
No.
Well, do you ever do interviews at all?
No.
Well, but why? I don't understand why the names are anonymous, because,
Their names are kept secret so they can come to work every day and not feel pressure.
But it seems like the raters who you're trying to protect from influence, actually are in direct contact with the people who can influence them, the senior raters especially.
They are strong people, and I trust them.
Well, why can't you have an entire board of those kind of people and not worry about it and just have it public? Now that the public will know their names, will the same raters continue to rate the films?
I haven't thought about that.
Well, let me ask you this. What was the vote, of the raters?
We don't disclose that.
Can you tell me if it was close or not close or anything like that?
It wasn't close.
Could you send out the notes that people take or whatever the ratings that the individual, raters do?
No.
Okay. And how many people saw it?
We don't give out that information.
And if I, resubmit to try to get an R rating, and I take out some footage, how do I know that I won't take out something that I didn't need to take out?
I guess you can't know, but if less graphic material is there, we're in a better position to help you.
Okay, so I formally accept the NC-17, and I think I should probably at this point move to the appeal stage. Now, in your opinion and your experience, do you think I'd have a chance to overturn the appeal?
No, I don't think so, but you are welcome to try.
So I said, okay, we're going to do the appeal. Before I called, we asked how it works, and they explained you the rules, and the woman, who was not the head woman, she said, and we serve cookies, and please do not get crumbs on the floor, which, of course, when we lost, I wanted to, crush the crumbs into the rug, but I didn't.
But it's a weird situation because they don't let you just speak. They say to you, you cannot stand up there and say, well, you know what, in Basic Instinct, Sharon Stone opened her legs, we saw everything, and you gave that an R rating, never mind just pubic hair. And then they'll go, they don't want, it's not like a legal proceeding where you can quote precedent. They won't allow you to quote any precedent.
And that's what I said to them, well, what other guideline do I have? I said, I go to the movies all the time with audiences in Baltimore, which is real America. And I thought I know what is allowed in an R-rated movie. I have seen some of these teen comedies, which I'm fine with, but are really rude, and are more anti-women than my movies, I think. So if you cannot use your own history with the MPAA, what are the guidelines? All I can do is see everything that comes out and see what you've rated it recently.
And then, there was a quick, tallying of the votes, which I don't know quite how they tallied the votes. But then they said, you did a great job, but we're sorry to say you lost. But you just lost by a margin. And I was so devastated because I had bought into the fact that this was a system whereby I could win.
It's kind of like the pat on the back, nice try. And suddenly the curtain opens, an assistant comes in and she says, it's 9-3. You could kind of hear this sense of relief, this sigh of relief from Joan Graves, and the assistant was like, it's 9-3, it's overturned. And I think what's interesting about our case was that it was really a shock to her. It was like, number one, how dare you come in and challenge it? And number two, how dare you win?
Is this suicide doing this? I don't know, because there's only one of them. I got to go back to them next time.
Are you at all concerned that if they see you in the film, that they'll look differently at your next film?
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what commenting on the very board that has the power to give you a rating to get out into the culture is going to do to how stringent they will be on my next film. I guess I would hope not.
Hello, this is Kirby.
I want to make sure you're aware of the things that we don't allow. First, you can't compare scenes in your film to similar scenes in other films.
Well, let me ask you about that. Can I compare films as a whole then, from one film, compare my film to another film?
No. Referring to any other film is never allowed.
Can I go ahead and do that? Will anything happen?
I will cut you off.
You're going to cut me off?
Yes, I will.
I mean,